Okay guys, let's talk about commentary introductions. So the thing that you need to remember for an introduction for a commentary is that it's different from an introduction for other kinds of essays. In other kinds of essays, you're trying to hook your reader, you're trying to get them interested in what your topic is and lead them slowly to what you want them to understand. But a commentary is much more direct. You want to just jump right in. And so you need to remember that you need to make an introduction be tasty. So the first thing that you need is the title of the text and the text type that it is and the author. And really, these should be your very first sentence. So if I am writing a passage from Romeo and Juliet, my first sentence might look something like this. Okay, so this passage is taken from Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. So I have my author, I have my text type, it's a play, or it's a poem, or it's a short story, or it's a novel, what is it? And then the title of the text. Now, then what we're going to do next is we need to give a summary of the passage. What's actually happening in the passage? You need to remember that the person who is reading your essay probably does not have a copy of the passage in front of them, and so you want to give them a summary of what's going on in the passage. And then, if it's taken out of a larger work, like a passage from Romeo and Juliet is taken out of the whole play, you need to give us the context. Where does it fit, okay? And how does it fit into the larger work? And then that leads to the significance. What's the significance of this passage? Why is it important? What does it help us understand? Does it develop character? Does it develop theme? Does it help us understand the conflict? Why is this moment important in the play and the work as a whole? All right, so we have title, text type, author, summary, significance. We need to also talk about the speakers. Now, this is more true for commentaries that are about poetry, but even when you're writing about commentary that is from another kind of work, you should always indicate who is saying these words. What kind of a person are these ideas coming from? And so if you're giving it from a play, just let us know who is saying the words, what characters are in the scene, and what do we need to know about them. And then the last S is structure. Now, this is something that students feel really nervous about, but with a little bit of practice, it's not terribly hard. So what you need to remember is that structure means the structure of the, what happened there? Structure is like line numbers. How many lines are there? What kind of writing is it? Is it narrative? Is it dialogue? Is it poetry? What kind of writing is it? And then if it is poetry or if it has that kind of poetic feel, does it have any meter? Does it have rhythm? And does it have a rhyme or a rhyming pattern that we need to worry about? What do we need to know about the structure of this passage? All right, the first T that we need, really the second T is for the tone and the mood of the passage. This remember that the difference between tone and mood is that the tone is the attitude of the speaker or the writer, and the mood is what it makes the reader feel. So maybe the tone is kind of strict or stern, and that creates a tense or anxious mood, okay? It makes us feel worried. And then the last T is your thesis statement. And really, this should be your claim about meaning. Remember that if the purpose of a commentary is to explore the relationship between meaning and style, that you need to make sure that we understand the meaning that you're going to be talking about, and then in your body paragraphs, that's where you will talk about style. So if you can also mention how you're going to talk about style, like your body paragraphs, please also do that in your thesis statement paragraphs. And then the last part of your commentary introduction is, hallelujah, you're done. And that's how you write a commentary introduction.